I would like to call the August 21st, 2024 regular board meeting of the Fenton Community High School District 100 Board to order. We will skip the first item on the agenda as it is no longer needed. May I have a roll call?
Farrar.
Here.
Goodrich.
Here.
Haid. Here. Kovac.
Here.
Lewis.
Here.
Radzinski. Rago. Here.
We have a quorum. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sam, please read our Fenton mission, beliefs, and Bison Way statements.
The Fenton mission statement: cultivate successful, passionate, empowered learners through rigor, relevance, and relationships. The Fenton belief statement: successful, passionate, empowered learners thrive when we provide a safe, caring, and welcoming environment. Diversity, equity, and inclusion unify our community. School and home collaborate as one. We champion innovative teaching and engage learning with state-of-the-art facilities. We infuse social-emotional learning into academics and culture. We prepare students to fulfill their civic responsibility. We immerse students in authentic life experiences. And the Bison Way. Students and adults at Fenton High School create a safe, caring, empathetic environment where we believe in each other, respect diversity, communicate openly, grow together, and hold each other to high expectations to become the leaders and innovators of the future.
Next item is recognitions. Julia?
Good evening. We're still playing a little bit of catch up with our recognitions. So we are recognizing some students from last year, but we're excited that some of them are here to join us this evening. A few of the students graduated already. Some transferred out. Others are busy at swing choir auditions. So we have a few with us, not many, but we do still want to recognize them for all of their hard work. We're proud of their accomplishments and we want to recognize them. So first up, we have Michael Morozic. Michael, come on up. Michael is a senior this year, right? All right, so Michael's a senior. We're going to start by recognizing and thanking Michael Morozic for choosing an Eagle Scout project that enhances the look of Fenton High School and the experience our students have every day. Michael is part of Boy Scout Troop 47. Michael donated 2 benches for the Fenton Cafeteria Courtyard where students can sit during lunch periods and enjoy relaxing nature created and maintained by the Fenton Garden Club. He also donated excess fundraising money totaling $310 to the Garden Club for their future learning and beautification activities. Michael started raising money to buy the benches last summer. Some of his activities included selling Krispy Kreme donuts at Jewel with great support from the Village of Bensonville, Bensonville Police Department, Bensonville Fire Department, Boy Scout Troop 47, and Bensonville and Wooddale residents, as well as family and friends. Michael also coordinated a used sneaker gym shoes collection at the Bensonville tree lighting ceremony, First United Methodist Church, and here at Fenton to recycle the materials for a modest profit. This Eagle Scout project united our community around the betterment of students at Fenton High School. Thank you, Michael, for sharing your achievement with our school community. Thanks, Michael. Do you guys want to? Michael, can we take a picture up front?
Come on over here, Mike.
Come on, Scout leaders.
Mom, Dad, Maya.
We'll have you come right around over here,
Come
bud.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, say, watch your step.
Yeah. Good.
I saw a lot of students today. It was a nice day already on the benches, so we're excited for that.
Everybody one step forward off the wall.
You should go right in the middle here.
Oh, you can come on in too, sir. No, you
We'll take a picture for you.
You guys got to be in the middle.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm not gonna.
Down front.
Okay, we know how to maneuver.
Around you guys.
Yeah, okay. You're good. Yeah, I'm going to do that, okay. Sorry, Kent, you okay?
No, we're good.
Okay.
One more thing.
Sorry. Thank you.
Slide on to the other side.
The other side?
Yeah.
One through. Okay.
Go right there, sir.
Thank you.
There.
There we go.
Fantastic.
1, 2. Different cell phone.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. Appreciate recognizing them.
Congratulations.
Next up, we have speech. Fenton had another strong showing at the IHSA Speech State Finals. 2 recent graduates advanced to the IHSA State Finals and placed very high. Alexa Calderon was the sectional champion for informative speaking and prose reading. She then took second in state for informative speaking. Sarah Guerrero Gorostieta was the sectional champion in original oratory and later took second in state. As a reminder, in speech, the IHSA does not have the different divisions based on school sizes like they do for our sports programs. Come one, come all, and Fenton is always leading the way. Our speech program is a perennial competitor at the state finals, and we are proud of the many hours they devote to craft their work. Sarah and Alexa both graduated in May, but we still congratulate them and thank them for a great performance. So congratulations to them. Next up is group interpretation. Group interpretation performed extremely well at sectionals, taking second place in the group interp category and advancing to the state finals. You can see the picture over there. Nicole Hendricks and Melissa Feinberg directed an adaptation of the book, play, and movie titled Every Brilliant Thing. It's a very serious story about mental health, where a child journals 1 million reasons to live in hopes of convincing their depressed and suicidal mother. Sarah Guerrero Gorostieta and Alexa Calderon and freshman Alonzo Romero were recognized with all state cast honors. Sarah and Alexa both graduated in May, but we still congratulate them and thank them for their performance, as well as Alonzo. Congratulations. And finally, we have our contest play. Again, the picture's back there. We've got some of our group with us tonight. We've got Lex, Lita, Max, and Noelle who have joined us. So finally tonight, we're recognizing the cast and crew of Contest Play, directed by Dr. Mike Mitchell and assisted by Amanda Baker and Jeremiah Barr. This year's show, The Lifespan of a Fact, was a tense comedy about a new copy editor being asked to proofread a famous writer's essay, only to find factual errors and stretched truths in almost every sentence. The main actors banter over the need for absolute truth in every detail versus the use of artistic liberties. Nate Rodriguez, Lita Aguilar, and Lex Mikulski were recognized with all state cast honors. Nate Rodriguez graduated in May, but we still congratulate him. And again, tonight we have Lex, Lita, Noelle, and Max with us tonight. Congratulations. Anybody wanna? No? Okay, we're gonna take a picture.
All right, come on up.
Noelle.
Where we get another one? Yes. That's right, Reed.
I'm going to start charging for this until.
Yeah. You guys wanna just head back that way?
We'll get you a nice booth. Pictures with Reed.
Yeah, right.
Congratulations. Thank you.
You guys know what you're good.
You may come also.
One step forward.
Come on, let's get the Aguilars in. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
They drive everybody around.
That's right. They're-
Going all the way in?
Yeah, they take the trip to state every John does, right? Crowd control.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
All right, here we go. One.
One, two, three.
How do you do? Public comments. Oh, that's group interpretation. No, yes.
Yes, it is contemplate. Contemplate. Just turn out.
It's a new
Read.
title now,
Read.
contest play.
Read. Just turn the page. One more.
What?
Turn the page.
This thing.
Karen, do we have any public comments tonight?
Yes, we do. We have one, Larry Anzalone.
As a reminder,
Yeah, public comments. So good. So we're
public comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker, with a limit this evening of 30 minutes total. As a reminder, please address staff members and students by title and not by name to protect their privacy.
Hello, my name's Larry Angeloni. You guys probably very familiar with me and probably tired of me being up here. But I'm concerned about a few things. We have contractors that come on our property all the time. One in particular is the gas company. They come from underneath the railroad tracks over there from 83, and occasionally they come on the property, and it's too wet. They leave ruts, and they get stuck sometimes, but usually all it takes is a phone call, and they'll send a 3 or 4 man crew out there with the dirt, and they fix the problem. But I told the director of grounds, and I also told the AD that this happened several months ago, and neither one of them picked up the phone to call them. Now I've been told that I have to fix that problem. And we don't have any dirt here, but I was told I could get it from Mitch, and I asked who Mitch was, and Mitch happens to be with Gilbane. Gilbane also did damage to our property in the middle of our cross-country course, because it was their staging area for gravel, stone, and dirt. When they cleaned up all that mess, they never fixed it the way they found it. There are deep rivets and tripping hazards. One of the baseball diamonds has still a pile of stone on it, and now I'm told I need to clean that up after Gilbane. We had a contractor, and I'm assuming they were Gilbane subcontractors that put up our scoreboard. They backed up a semi, and they backed over where Gilbane had already fixed around the asphalt, and they left deep ruts. And I'm told now I have to fix that because the contractors are not being held responsible. We have a fence company that came in and put fencing all around our stadium. They pulled up all the poles, put up new fencing, and nobody filled the holes for the poles, and now I'm told I need to do that as well. I don't understand why, if you guys were having a contractor at your house and they left it like that and they didn't complete the job, why aren't we making them be held responsible? I don't know if this is a personal punishment to me to make me do this stuff, or if it's some other reason, I don't know. The guys that laid the wiring from the pump on our stadium to our scoreboard dug a rut to lay the wiring in there and never covered it up. To me, if I was hiring a contractor and they left it like that, I would be infuriated. I would not make the grounds crew fix that mess. And now we're going to have a cross-country meet in less than 2.5 weeks. We're going to start having football games, and now it's imperative, and now we're rushing to get this stuff done. I don't think it's fair, and I'm not even sure if our little ground crew, between maintaining all of our practice fields and everything else, is going to be able to get all this stuff repaired and fixed. And I'm just bringing it to the board's attention, and this is just going to be the start of things of me coming in, because I've asked the board to contact me with my concerns, and nobody's called me. So I'm not just saying this as a concerned citizen. I'm just saying this as an employee. I'm saying this is not right. It's just simply not right. I would not do this at my house, and we shouldn't be doing it on this campus. And I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel. And I'll leave you with this. A quote from Toby Keith, who recently died of stomach cancer, which is also what my son's dying of, and the lack of compassion here. But he says that he's a man of his conviction. Call him wrong, call him right. He brings his better angels to every fight. You may not like where he's going, but you sure know where he stands. Hate him if you want to, love me if you can. And I'll leave it at that.
Thank you for your comments. Our next item is informational. Sam?
Okay, thank you. So we're going to start out tonight with a safety update from our very own Dr. Eric Caranda.
Good evening. Thank you very much. A couple Fridays ago, on August 2nd, the Friday before school started, we participated with the Bensonville Police Department and Fire Protection District in an exercise, a full-scale exercise of an active shooter scenario here on campus. And we're very fortunate to have strong partnerships with all of our local law enforcement, first responder, fire, and emergency management agencies, and we have for many years. And this has been in the planning since last fall, and it was a culmination of a variety of people and planners on this group that put this together. So on Friday, August 2nd, we had some of the statistics that are there. So 37 police officers, 25 fire and EMS, and then we had officials from Fenton and District 2. We also had approximately 25 student volunteer role players, some community volunteer role players, and then we also had facilitators and observers as part of this exercise, because it's being used through some state forms that have to be kind of evaluated. And so we were glad to be involved in working on this with the police and fire departments. I know most of our administrative team was there. I know Leo was there, John was there as well, and it really was quite a learning experience. A lot of people got up early on a Friday and came in for this. The Salvation Army had their canteen outside and were doing breakfast and snacks, and a lot of equipment was stationed at Deer Grove. The Park District was very instrumental with that as well. And then we had about 10 observers from different agencies come with us as well. And coordinating all of this together was, again, quite a bit of work. And as you can see from some of the pictures, we simulated the active shooter scenario. We used in a square around the cafeteria of hallways. We kind of made that the zone that we were going to use as the school. And so we had role players playing the part of various injuries in the cafeteria and hallways, as well as we used 5 classrooms and here in the ARC as well. And so as this exercise kind of got underway, it started with firing some blanks in the hallways. That prompted 911 calls to go out from the building, so people in classrooms and such were able to call 911. The dispatch center, the ACDC, was handling those calls and then dispatching. And from Deer Grove, they would dispatch and they would wait however amount of time it would take Itasca to generally get here, and then they would come. And so officers began responding directly to the building. You can see from some of the pictures, and you'll see different colored vests, like the green vests. Those are evaluators kind of, taking their notes and such. And as this progressed, more and more police entered the building. They were following their protocols on their radio channels. There were those of us that were controllers and evaluators moving around, kind of seeing how things were going. We had an observer area, and you could see how everything progressed. Then the fire department would also come in, oftentimes with the police, and they would take room by room, the people in the rooms and out. They would assess injured, and we had injured. Fire departments would help the injured out, get them on stretchers, put them in ambulances, go around the block, really, and then come back to what was our hospital that we had in place here. We had 3 local hospitals as part of the planning as well, so that they knew what we were doing, and they provided input on what we would do and how they would handle this as well. So this was a many agency collaborative effort as we kind of put this together and then instituted the exercise. It went about, the exercise itself was about an hour and a half. It was about 3 to 4 hours of time on that Friday morning. And a lot of the outcomes, the purpose behind it was to measure our effectiveness and then evaluate where do we need to make changes so that all the agencies together could talk through that. So next week we have our after-action meeting for the planners that were on the group to put all this together to kind of go through step by step and see where do we need to connect, where do we need to maybe sit down and reevaluate our own procedures at Fenton. Our administrative team had a meeting right after as well, immediately following exercise. We spent about 30 to 45 minutes talking through some things that we saw as positives and things we could improve. So we are in the process now of using a lot of that information, and then we'll take the meeting next week with all the agencies and see what we need to do together as we collaborate. So again, a very large-scale exercise that was put into place, and we've participated in a few things along the way over the many years. I've been here 12 years, and it's interesting that picture of, in the bottom right, Don Schultz on the left in the blue shirt is our emergency management agency director, and then Brian Dooley on the right, our deputy chief at Bensonville. When I started here, the first safety meeting I had, those were the 2 people that I met with, and since then, over a decade, they have been the same people we have worked with that entire time. So that level of consistency in their support has been unwavering, all this time. And we talk to each other nights, weekends, during the day, whenever we need each other, we're able to call and everyone answers. So we're very fortunate that they used our building as well, because now we have officers and fire from local agencies around us who are all been in our building through a crisis situation. It helps everyone become familiar with our building, our layout, our procedures, and it helps us learn from other perspectives. So that was very, very helpful, I believe, as well. So again, the scale of this was very large, and we were glad to be a part of it, and we'll continue to evaluate and work through that as we proceed forward and make various changes and updates to our own safety planning that we will then roll out as our team in conjunction with District 2, and then we have an annual review meeting. We usually do that in July. We put it off at their request. It'll be in mid-September, where we sit down with all of our local agencies, and we're going to invite our collaborating school districts as well, so that we can all talk safety planning. Because if something happens here, we're associated in the county with something called DuSmarts, which is DuPage, and then mutual aid for schools. So if something were to happen here, we can call that number at the county, and the county emergency management agency will help us put something out to other schools where if we need extra social workers, or we need administrators, or we need people that can help us, maintenance crews to come in and help us with an emergency. So when we have this annual review meeting, we want to talk kind of a little more globally with our local partners as well to see how we can each assist each other. So this has really been a great exercise for us as we evaluate and then make changes as we proceed forward. So I appreciate everyone who volunteered, who came and was part of it. Some people sat in a room for almost an hour just waiting for something to happen, and that's just, sometimes that's the way it goes as part of these things happen. So we're going to be doing a lot of that as we proceed forward on our planning.
Just a real quick shout out. One of those people locked down the room was our very own Leo Figueroa. So thank you, Leo and Columba, for joining us with Jose and I. We had a lot of time together in the lockdown, but we were able to see outside everything that was happening. It was really a great exercise where they can practice for these scenarios, and it'll affect their planning moving forward. I'd also like to thank John Rudzinski, who had a contingent from Metro that was also at the exercise. And so anyway, thank you for taking the time.
Go to the next slide.
How was this initiated again?
I believe in the fall, the police department, as they're doing one of their multi-year, not recertification is the wrong term, but they have to up their certificate. They contacted us and said we'd like to do an exercise. And so between them, the fire department, and then Fenton, we kind of put that together and said, let's all collaborate on that. And then they invite other agencies in. And they did one of these in District 88 at Addison Trail High School. I know some of our folks went. I know a lot of us were observers at that one. I think that was a year and a half ago. And then when they were doing the one in Bensenville, they said, let's use what they did and look at some of their feedback and some of what we got from that. And then that's how that started getting planned. Another update we have, we've contracted with Beshore Consulting. Rich Wostocki is the gentleman in the picture there. He was actually, he came to this as well as an observer, and he sat with us in our debrief and was able to give us some very constructive feedback. Former police detective, and he has now this consulting company, so we're doing a number of things with them as well as part of our overall safety and support. They do, we can use them for incident response, trainings for staff, for students, and for parents and community members, educational programming, and so on. So that's been a great partnership so far. We've had a lot of conversation with Rich. He has wonderful insight and ideas, and he's very happy to talk anytime when we're talking about possibly making a change. What do you think on this? What are we not seeing? And so on. So we're going to work with him a lot in September and early October on cyber safety for our students. So on September 3rd from 6 to 8, so not next week, the week after, we're doing a parent and community event with him where we're going to do an evening of cyber safety, and that's going to be conducted in English, Spanish, and Polish. So he's able to, to help us accommodate those needs so that we can work with our parents and community. Then we're going to work with the staff later in the month of September on many of the same things, but more staff-directed, and then we're going to have assemblies with all 4 grade levels of students October 1st and October 4th. So we'll talk to the parents first in the community, then we'll talk to staff, then we're going to go to the students, and we're going to take feedback from all those meetings and kind of layer them into the next. And so he and his team are going to help us with that and really help with cyber safety for our students so that they know, how to be protected for themselves, and then also for parents to see what can parents do to help understand and ensure the safety of their students in the cyber world. So that's been a great partnership so far. We've had a lot of conversation with Rich and his team, and I know that's going to continue on throughout the year as well. So that's been extremely helpful, and again, he brings a lot of good insight, and that's been a great partnership along the way as well. And then our last one is Flock. So as you come in and out of the campus, you may see these devices on poles. They're at the 2 main entrances. We've got one back by the bus, the bus fenced area, and then one in the student lot. And these are security camera license plate readers. So they read every plate that comes through. We were on that system looking at it. It's quite fascinating how it works and really what you can get from it. And it ensures that dangerous individuals, if they come onto campus, that the law enforcement is alerted. So,
God forbid the guy's walking, you got a problem. Go ahead.
Yeah. And if a car is flagged off of license plate or vehicle is flagged, our school resource officer is notified, and then Wooddale also has a system, so we have accounts set up that way, so that law enforcement is alerted immediately, so they know that a vehicle is passing through on the campus, either on the roadway, parked in the lot, wherever it may be. So our SRO gets notified of anyone that's flagged, and then we can also go in and research on our end, and it gives us flexibility as well if we need to maybe look, a license plate, if we have an incident take place or something, then we know who was here coming in and out if anyone has questions on it.
SRO is?
A school resource officer, I'm sorry, our Wooddale police officer that we have here in the building.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, as long as it's somewhere police is in there.
Yeah, they get notified of all of it. Yeah.
Yep.
You said that the roadway, so that means the road in front of the school is also being monitored?
They have, not across the school, but the roadway that kind of transits past to the bus area. So, yeah, as it transits out, and then, so it faces inward from the entrance towards the staff parking lot, and then also at the bus fencing, that parking lot area. So anyone who transits that roadway, and then anyone who is leaving the staff parking lot and then coming into or out of the student parking lot on the other side. So there are 4 of those. So
Bensenville owns that road, is that correct?
Bensenville, Wooddale, I believe both use the system as well.
No,
The road itself.
Oh, the road itself, I'm
Logan
sorry.
Way, I think he's referring to.
Yeah, it's ours. I know up until, I think from the houses past, it's considered our roadway because it's our property. So that's why I think that's where the cameras used to.
Set up then?
Yeah,
Okay.
How many of those things you have?
there are 4 of them on the campus.
And how much a month?
I don't know that off the top
We
of my
did a
head.
set fee, I think it was, it's been a while.
Yeah, I remember
Maybe
talking about this. It's been a
$10,000,
while
something like
ago.
that, yeah. It's a set fee, so it's not a monthly fee. We have a commitment for 3 years, I think.
Yeah, about 56,000 total.
Yeah, something like that.
3 years.
Right, so that's the commitment. I think what Eric was saying is Wooddale and Bensonville all have these throughout the area, so we're sort of linked up with them, obviously, as part of the safety initiative.
And overall safety, we do participate in we have mandated drills, so we'll do 3 fire drills, our tornado drill, our law enforcement drill, and then bus evacuation drills. The bus evacuations start next Friday, I believe, here. So we do all of those mandated drills as well, and we always have our partner agencies, the people we were talking about, they are present for those drills to give us feedback and to help us understand where we can make changes as well. So throughout the year, we also continue on with the safety pieces and do those drills, and then we have a safety committee, we look for feedback and so on. So it's a really comprehensive safety and support plan that we have, and it gets more robust every year. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, you can see one of our big points of emphasis is safety, but certainly we also are emphasizing communication and support. And Kate Ward, and we'd like to welcome Stephanie Jackson here tonight, has done an excellent job leading these initiatives, whether it be through new teachers, all staff. We're off to a great start to the school year, so we're going to highlight that.
Yeah, we're really excited. So one of the things that we highlighted last time, it was something new that we tried. It was the brainchild of our assistant principal, Julia Bray. She had this great idea of trying to make sure that students, and I think more so what we realized is parents, having a little less anxiety about coming back to school. So we had sneak peek night on August 5th. It was just basically an open campus from 5 to 7 p.m. It was our first shot at it. We weren't sure how popular it would be, but we had 75 to 80 families that showed up. Most of them, just anecdotally, were freshmen, and they had a copy of their schedule. They were able to walk around on their own. We had link crew members here, so some of our upper class students to show them around if they wanted to, but many of them just kind of wanted to figure it out for themselves. We also had popcorn, we had paletas for them, we had spiritware for sale, and the feedback we got from the parents was just, you could tell the parents felt so good about kind of knowing where their 9th graders were going to be. So I think the kids liked it, but the parents liked it even more. So our team is already talking about how we can build upon this for next year, but I think this is something that's really important for, bringing our new students in. And any student can come. We did have a couple of transfer students that came, and we did have a couple of juniors and seniors who just wanted to come in and figure out their schedule before the first day. So it was a real success. And for our Institute Days, I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie.
Okay.
It was on.
Okay. All right, I'm pretty loud, but so for the 2 staff institute days before school started, the first day we had certified staff only, and the second day we had all staff present. On day 1, we went over building priorities, which honestly, from our standpoint, has a lot to do with attendance at this point. We're looking to improve those numbers. We're looking to improve all-day attendance, but also single class cuts. And in that same vein, as we talked to the teachers, we reminded them of the grading committee that updated the policy in the spring, and a smaller group met in the summer to finalize the language. So there are a few changes for teachers there. The gist of it is that students who maybe decide to take an extra lunch, and maybe they miss a math test as a result of taking that extra lunch, they will not be able to make up that missed work because of that choice. voice. So that was a change to reinforce the attendance changes we're making. And then with back to basics in the classroom, we talked to the teachers about how safety, I mean, Eric just got done talking to you about safety, which I think a lot of people think, like security and security guards and locked doors and things like that, which are all important, but we really talked to the teachers a lot about how what they do in their own classrooms really affects how safe and comfortable students feel. And a lot of it is, quite honestly, like simple things that they can work on, right? Like having daily routines so that kids have a sense of predictability. They aren't anxious about what's going to happen in class because you've established these routines. Being consistent, having high expectations and rigor so that kids are motivated when they're in your room and that they understand the urgency to be in your classroom. And also just being able to give feedback to students in a timely manner so that they know what their grade is. When grades are a mystery, kids get anxious, right? So I think making the teachers feel empowered and realize how much they control on a daily basis for students as far as safety. And then on day 2, we had all staff, and Christian Moore came in as our keynote speaker. He was kind of had a non-traditional past, I would say. He had a ton of energy. One of the first things he told us was that, he had a lot of trials and tribulations in his life, and that he's a special education student who really struggled with getting himself together and getting his life together, but that he had kind of the surrogate mother who taught him how important resilience was. And his main message was that it's totally natural for people to have negative emotions and feelings, but it's your ability to be able to channel that into productivity and into positive things in your life. And his angle was more about how, like, if we can get students to understand that, how much better their lives will be. But after looking at a lot of the staff feedback, it was pretty clear that a lot of the adults in the room appreciated that message as well. And I spoke to him a little bit when he was done, and I said to him, I'm like, I think a lot of adults in the room probably needed to hear this right now, and he said, I hear that all the time. So that was the keynote speech basically for everybody. And then right after that, Abby Rogers from I think it's our special education law firm. Right. Yeah, she spoke to the staff for about an hour for mandated reporter training. And through that training, it was made abundantly clear that everyone in this building has a duty to report in that situation. And she will be back later in the year to talk about bullying and harassment. She also trained the admin team about a week and a half before school started on Title IX. So that, and then teachers had time to work in classrooms, people had time for meetings, things like that, other commitments that needed to happen during those 2 days, but that was basically days 1 and 2.
How many staff were present for the mandated reporter training, approximately?
Everyone?
Yeah, so everyone was invited, and I think we could look back at the sign-in sheets, but it would be close to 220. So it was teachers, certified staff, bus drivers, support staff, so everyone was there. Mm-hmm.
These were required days for the staff to be there, correct?
Yes.
And no one was unclear about their responsibilities with the mandated reporting training coming out of that?
No, and that was one of the reasons we wanted an attorney and to come in and spell it all out. So we thought that was very important for everyone to hear.
Yeah, and the feedback from the staff overall, was really good on both days. It's kind of hard because people want to get into their classrooms and get ready for the students, but we know that this stuff is important also, and everybody, Christian was super engaging, as was Abby, and everyone really appreciated both presentations, so it was good. Yeah. First day of school, we're already a weekend. It seems like the first day of school was a long time ago already, but it was a great first day. So right now, our current enrollment is sitting at $13.99. That can fluctuate a little bit in the first couple of weeks because you still have some kids moving in and moving out, especially with CPS not in yet. They start next Monday, so that sometimes affects us too. But our average attendance has been good, on track so far. So for our first 5 days, we're averaging at 92.5%. So we're, feeling good about that, but know that we still can improve, but overall, kids are coming back, and I think one of the things that we're hearing from teachers this year is that the kids seem ready to go this year. You know, sometimes it's like you come back to school and it's like everybody's sleepy, but we've heard teachers saying that kids seem engaged, they're putting their phones away when they ask them to, so it really is a nice feel. We had we're doing bison time assemblies with each class. Today we started with the freshmen, and they were the most attentive freshman group that I think we've ever had. They actually were clapping and just like really lovely. So we're feeling good, we're excited, and things are going well. We're in the middle of a Spirit Week, so we kind of did some low effort to get the kids in. So neon was one day. We had hats and sunglasses today.
Hold on a second.
All
So
right,
that is
Sam.
why I'm wearing a hat. I'd like to thank President Lewis.
Also
who's
wearing a hat.
Wearing one of his, and I have sunglasses too. And Karen back there wearing her favorite hat, even though she's a Yankee fan. That's okay. It's her favorite hat. But anyway, we have a lot of fun with Spirit Week, and I figured at some point we should explain why we have a hat.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You notice that, Reed? Okay.
Hey, Sam, I think as much as I love the Fenton hat, I'm curious what other hat is that you got.
Well, there you go. This is more for the winter months. I didn't want to sweat here today, but this is another of my go-to hats.
Your bison hat.
A bison hat, yeah.
I look forward to the bison hat in the winter.
Okay, we'll see. Julia Brace, yeah. I think Spirit Weeks correspond to board meeting weeks. I can't prove it, but it sure seems like it. So,
Please keep it up.
Yep.
Thank you.
Another thing we're trying for the first time that we're excited about is we're combining an all-staff back-to-school night, so kind of welcoming our staff back, and this year we're combining it with the stadium opening, so kind of a soft run with our football scrimmage. So it's this Friday night, you're invited. We're going to start at 4:30. There's going to be hamburgers, hot dogs, we're going to have some chips, and some games so that staff who bring, or kids in the audience, some face painting, some games, things like that. Try to just create a welcoming atmosphere and also make sure we get a crowd out there to support our football team also while they're with scrimmaging.
So this goes from, the hot dogs go from 4:30 to when?
4:30 to, the kickoff is at 5:30, so probably till about 6. 4:30 to 6, yep.
Just checking.
I'll be there, Reed. So I'll save you a couple hot dogs.
Tomorrow, we have our involvement fair during all the lunches. So again, Julia Bray coordinates this. It's really nice that we do this so early in the year, that we want to expose our students to as many clubs and activities as possible early on, especially our freshmen, but really all of our students, so that they know all of the wonderful things that we can get involved. We're really encouraging our kids this year that the more that they get involved, the more that they feel comfortable at school. So that's really been a big push for us this year. So we're excited about that tomorrow. And then we have our stadium home opener, our first varsity football game. What we're going to do is we're going to have a ceremony where we are going to open the stadium for all teams that play in the stadium. So they will all be recognized, not just the football team. So soccer teams, track and field, girls flag football will also be recognized. So we'll start with an opening ceremony at 6:15, and then the kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. We're excited that we're going to be able to offer free admission to everyone to really try to get more people in. Everyone's invited. We're going to have some prizes and giveaways. I think Miss Bray was working on some rally towels, things like that, to really, get people
Hopefully we don't
excited
have to
about this.
rally. Hopefully we take the lead right away. but-
Exactly. So you can see we're being really thoughtful about planning some community building events this year, making sure that everybody feels welcome in our new facilities and at Fenton in general, and just trying to get people back.
Yeah, so obviously the board's invited to that.
Yep.
Somewhere around 6:15-ish or so, we'll get organized and recognize the board and other dignitaries from the villages, so looking forward to that.
Will it be after this kind of grand opening Lollapalooza we're going to do here, that we're going to then open the track for evening use for the community? I don't know when we were planning doing that. We're going to wait till the construction was done, or how that was going to go. I was just curious. I know we had kind of committed to that a little bit, just didn't know when we were planning on taking that off.
Yeah, I think with the construction right now, we we hadn't thought about implementing that right away. The other thing we would want to have is some sort of oversight, like a security person out there, just in case someone's jogging and they have a medical issue or something. So it's a good thought. I'm glad you brought it up. We'll probably need to put some more thought to how to pull that off and when's the best time to pull that off.
Yeah, I apologize for letting it get so late on that, following up on that, so.
Right.
But likely once the construction is probably in a better spot,
Yeah.
then we'll be safer for the community. So,
Yep.
sounds great, looking forward to it.
Okay, so that's a lot of fun stuff. Now we're going to transition to Jennifer Smith here tonight, one of the two attorneys from Franzik that has been conducting the independent review. And so without any further ado, we'll turn it over to Jennifer for an update.
Thank you. Yes, I'm a partner with the law firm of Franzik PC. The Board of Education retained our firm to conduct an investigation into sexual misconduct concerns and the district's related policies and practices. Our process has been to, 1, review documentary evidence available, including the full scope of electronic and paper records. 2, interview individuals with relevant knowledge, both current and former employees, as well as other individuals with information. And 3, to benchmark the actions taken against best practices for the point in time and information available. We have been given free latitude to obtain all information that we believe is pertinent. All individuals have been cooperative with our request for information. We have made substantial progress, and I am confident in saying we will be in a position to provide the board with information that can be used to protect your educational environment, to keep it free from sexual misconduct at the conclusion of the investigation. Thank you for entrusting me and my firm with this responsibility.
Any questions?
I want to say thank you for your due diligence, and that will be hopefully bring this to a close here soon, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we don't have any other, so we're ready to continue.
Next item is consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Figueroa?
Yes.
Rego?
Yes.
Haid?
Yes.
Kovac?
Yes.
Goodrich?
Abstain.
Lewis?
Yes. Motion passed. The next item is the IASB press policy recommendations. May I have a motion that the Board of Education approve the March 2024 and the June 2024 IASB press policy recommendations as presented and discussed at the Policy Committee meeting held on July the 24th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Figueroa?
Yes.
Rego? Yes. Haid?
Yes.
Kovac?
Yes.
Goodrich?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes. Motion passed. Committee reports. Does anyone have any committee reports?
So, the Bentonville Community Foundation met last month. We were able to put a lot of money to where it needed to go, so that was good. I do know that Bentonville kind of showed up out there, and that was good to see you guys, or not Bentonville, sorry, Fenton showed up out there. So there was one ask for funding that we weren't able to get to, but I did follow with Sam after on that, so I think we're good there. But otherwise, doing well, and looking forward to the next one.
That's it. We had our meeting last Monday, and it was a good news. We had the new TLC Learning Center, and it was the opening house back in Thursday. I was there, and I checked the facilities, and believe me, it's humongous, really beautiful, and I love to you guys to go and see it. So not only me as a delegate, I would like to see every one of you there to check the facilities, and you're gonna be mesmerized.
How do we do that, Leo?
I'm sorry?
How would we go see the facilities?
Okay, it's easy. We can contact the director and tell them when we can go.
Right. Rich Watts has been there also, our Director of Special Education. So we could certainly set up a time to go over there and take a look together.
I would love to do that.
Same here.
Okay.
You know, I know there was always concern with the amount of spend on NetSec. With what you've seen and everything, do you feel like we're getting what we're paying for over there?
Definitely. And besides that, all the money that is not expended get returned to the school, to the district. So,
Yeah, and actually at the last meeting, 300,000, not just Fenton, so don't get too excited, but 300,000 was coming back to districts. We haven't seen what our portion is, but that's typical yearly procedure.
300,000 what again?
300,000 is money returned from NetSec to the co-op districts.
Customary, there's usually refunded.
Exactly, yes, so that's customary, exactly.
Fantastic. Thank you.
But it's not 500.
No, but it's not all ours. I can get you the number.
9 school district that is gonna get a portion of that money.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's great.
We also held a finance facility meeting earlier today where the 2024-25 budget timeline was discussed. Our BAS system was reviewed and an update was provided on its progress. And we also, as a board and administrators, took the time to view the summer projects and also the STEM project and where it's at this time.
I will say that I was very impressed by the band room update. I don't know if any of you remember what it was like in there, but you can smell the 70s. So to not have that, then to see it bright, beautiful, acoustically in a much better spot. And I know we got a little bit more work to do in there, but I'm very excited to see that go forward. I'm hoping that this encourages more folks to pick up an instrument and play. So.
Made me want to pick up a trumpet.
It was also good to hear the student, one student in particular, excited about the improvements.
Yeah.
Our next board meeting is Wednesday, September 25th, 2024, at 7 p.m. with a tentative Finance Facility Committee meeting at 6 p.m. prior to the regular board meeting. May I have a motion and a second to go into closed session for the following? 5 Illinois CS 120/2C1, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of Fenton Community High School District 100. B, 5 Illinois CS 120/2C2, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees. C, 5 Illinois CS 120/2C11, litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an NA action is probable of imminent, in which case The basis for the findings shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. D, 5 Illinois CS 120/2 C21. Discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under the Open Meetings Act, whether for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or the semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by Section 2.06.
So moved.
Second.
We're in closed session.
Do you have to vote or anything? No? Oh, okay, never mind.
at least when that tested at my house, the water is like 6.27 pH, which is below the required pH level to prevent lead leach. And the water content tested is less than 1 ppb, so it's at 4.38. 5 is children shouldn't drink it. 15 is the bed.
May I have a motion and a second to go back into open session?
So moved.
Yes. 2.
Roll call.
Yes.
Rego?
Yes.
Haid?
Yes.
Kovac?
Yes.
Goodrich?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes. Motion passed. Back in open session. May I have a motion and a second to adjourn? All in favor, say aye.
Hey.
Thank you and good night.
You need to sign.
By the way,
Signing? Yep.
great with the sound system today.
Yes, excellent.
The sensitivity is great.